Hello there. I'm Marvel CEO and Executive Douchebag McFuckitall, and I have decided to make some unique decisions for Marvel fans to really get an enjoyment off of. I want to have your favorite character, Spider-Man. Well, screw you. We're retiring him after 60 years of success. And I'm sure that a lot of you are very, very happy with our next decision of killing off your favorite teenage female superhero, Ms. Marvel. But that's not all that we're doing. We're going to pour salt right into that big, deep, open wound. I'm going to take your favorite Ms. Marvel character, and I'm going to assign her onto the X-Men team. So we'll have her be an X-Man. How do people feel about that in my decision of making Ms. Marvel a successful X-Men?
Listen, put your hands behind your back.
Can I be honest with everybody? That is a nicer joke and skit just to do about how people are feeling about Ms. Marvel compared to how actual people feel about Ms. Marvel joining the X-Men. Not a joke. There are a lot of people sending the Marvel CEO and executive death threats over this. So, I think I need to come in here and give you guys my honest opinion about Ms. Marvel joining the X-Men and my response and reaction to it might surprise a lot of people because I am a fan of Ms. Marvel. So, just give me a minute to catch my breath while here, and then I'll tell you guys my honest reaction of seeing Ms. Marvel join the X-Men. And you guys might be surprised because as a guy who loves Ms. Marvel, this reaction might surprise you. Greetings, geeks and nerds, and ladies universe, and white and nerdy. So, Ms. Marvel has officially joined the X-Men. They have photos of her everywhere wearing an X-Men costume, and Marvel has announced that Ms. Marvel, even though she's supposed to be dead, but death in the Marvel universe sometimes doesn't matter, she's supposed to be dead, she's going to join the X-Men team. My reaction? This was going to happen. Whether you guys or myself argued with the Marvel executive, this was going to happen. Eventually. Yeah, you know how the X-Men versus the Inhumans a couple years ago? Yeah, this was inevitable from the start. This was going to happen. There was nothing that we could have done to avoid this. This was going to happen. Yes, I wanted to see the CEO of Marvel beheaded for, killing off Ms. Marvel. But I wouldn't go and make death threats at him. Guys, if you are doing this and sending death threats to the Marvel CEO, you guys are going to get arrested. All I did was a joke about how you guys are reacting about this. And that's just a joke. You guys really need to calm down. And as a person that has anger management issues, I was a little upset at first, but then I had to accept this. This was going to happen. No matter who I yelled at or why I yelled at them, this was going to happen. Ms. Marvel becoming an X-Men was going to happen. Also, did you forget the Ms. Marvel TV series? The final episode? When they played the X-Men 90s theme? And called Ms. Marvel a mutant? Technically, Marvel is going to go down this road. I know she's an Inhuman. Half of you guys that are my viewers know she's an Inhuman. But there's nothing that we can do about it. She's going to become an X-Men, whether I want her to, or you guys want her to, or don't want her to. It's gonna happen. And you know something? Ms. Marvel joining the X-Men. I'm an X-Men fan. I'm happy for this. And I think that a lot of people are forgetting that they're not exactly basically throwing Ms. Marvel under the bus and going, she is a mutant. We will never reference that she's an Inhuman again. You guys do realize that also in the comics that they also considered that she was an alien? Did you people forget that was a thing? and she had an alien origin. I'm a Ms. Marvel fan. I can point this out. But yes, her origins do point into the Terrigen Mist attack, where she became an Inhuman, and her first costume or the response of her powers was to dress up as Captain Marvel or Ms. Marvel because she's a big comic book fan and one of her favorite superheroes is Captain Marvel. Did you people forget that? But again, not trying to sound like a broken record, this was going to happen. I mean, during the Ms. Marvel TV show, they kind of hinted at this during Inhumans vs. X-Men. So inevitably, this was going to happen. This all was going to be played out in hand. And hell, Ms. Marvel is going to show up in the Marvel's movie that's coming out, I think this year, like the fall of this year, if I'm not mistaken. So it's inevitable that she's going to join the X-Men. Maybe even in the movie too. And what, we're going to call out the young actress? And want her dead? You guys are reacting in the worst of ways. I would not ever want to grab the CEO of Marvel or send them letters or emails of death threats saying, if you do this to Miss Marvel, I will cut off your head. That's acting kind of childish, guys. Yeah, I was upset when they were like, we want to retire Spider-Man after 60 years. And I was like, well, I kind of feel for that. But then I remembered in the back of my head, we have Miles, who was just immediately and instantly as successful as Peter. So if Marvel does retire Peter Parker as Spider-Man, but have Miles be Spider-Man, I'm happy. And yeah, I know, you people wanted frickin' Miles not to be called Spider-Man for some reason too. You guys need to relax a little bit here. But I'm going off topic. So how do I feel about Ms. Marvel becoming an X-Men? I'm proud of her. This is a woman that joined the Champion. She was tough enough to join the Avengers. She was good enough to basically join the Inhumans with the fight against the X-Men. And you know something? Her joining the X-Men, that's going to give her more popularity. She's going to become more popular. More people are going to be looking up to her now. There's going to be hundreds of new comic book readers that are going to go into a comic book store, look at the X-Men, look at Ms. Marvel. By the way, that costume is awesome. Whoever designed that, good job. But they're going to take a look at that costume and go, whoa, who is this? And then you know what's going to happen? They're going to backtrack where they can read about Ms. Marvel. Yeah, sure, they'll understand what an Inhuman is, especially if they have to go on the internet and look it up. That's not the worst thing that can happen here. But ideally, this was going to happen. And you know what's going to happen because of this? Her popularity is going to go through the roof, which makes Marvel more money. Marvel has more money, means that Ms. Marvel can keep selling books. She can keep making comic book appearances. She can keep joining different teams. And as a guy that likes the X-Men, there are several different people on the X-Men who immediately I sometimes go, but shouldn't they not be on the X-Men? Well, then I'm kind of remembering like, oh yeah, anyone can join the X-Men. Do you guys remember the 90s Spider-Man series with Christopher Daniel Barnes? Anybody remember that series? Do you remember that they hinted that Spider-Man was good enough to join the X-Men because they thought he was a mutant? Nobody freaked out back then. I was fucking happy about that. I have always wanted to see Spider-Man as a mutant. And nobody blinked an eye. But the chance that we take beloved Ms. Marvel, one of my favorite female superheroes, and one of you guys did as well, and put her into more of a limelight, you people push the panic button and freak. Guys, this was inevitable to happen. And besides, if Marvel wants to make her an Inhuman, or... well, yeah, she's an Inhuman. What I meant to say was, if they wanted to make Ms. Marvel an Avenger, an X-Men, a Defender, part of the New Warriors, part of the Champions, part of Spider-Man and his amazing friends, for God's sakes, they can do that. We don't need to behead the CEO of Marvel. You're making nerds like me look bad. And I'm not telling people, and I'm hoping that YouTube and people understand this, to my point, I'm not telling my viewers to go out there and send death threat to the Marvel CEO. calm down. He doesn't deserve to be, called at for this. Okay? This is not going to solve the problem. If you send him death threats, you're only going to get in trouble. He's not really his fault for doing this. He A-okayed the idea because people have to go to the editor and get this idea approved. You got to think of the Marvel team right now. Ms. Marvel is a very successful character, but how do we increase success of other books? You put Ms. Marvel on there. So putting her on the X-Men, which is kind of, even still to this day, a nice selling property for Marvel, but also kind of like one of their it comes and goes property. Yeah, putting her on there would be a good idea. Look at what DC did with some of their books. They put Batman on the cover to increase sales. So putting Ms. Marvel on the X-Men team and also on the cover of X-Men books is going to do exactly increase her sales. Marvel's not coming in here and going, "You, Ms. Marvel, you are no longer an Inhuman. Now you are a mutant. Congratulations." This is wonderful. Because you know something? Ms. Marvel, we have to remember she's still a teenager. She still doesn't really know how to use her powers properly. She's still kind of learning to be a hero in her own regards. And also, having Charles Xavier help her teach her with her superpowers? That's amazing! Or Wolverine, or Cyclops, or Emma Frost, or any one of the other X-Men. That is a great idea. It's a brilliant idea, and I'm happy for my girl, Ms. Marvel, for doing this. I'm not going to come in here and go, "The Marvel Executive CEO needs to die, and if he watches this video, he will." I'm not being serious. That is ridiculous. I would never ever do that, and I would never A-okay the idea. Guys, you got to calm down. Because pretty soon, what you're going to have here is that 1,000 people will come on here on YouTube that talk about geeky and nerdy stuff. This includes myself, and then what's going to happen? I'm going to lose my channel, and you guys are going to as well. They will track down on every person that talks about Marvel, and then they will come after them. You need to relax. Let what happened happen. Besides, you're freaking out way too early. If her being on the X-Men is a great idea, and also it proved to be successful, then you guys would have been wrong. I personally love the outfit. I think it was great on her. I really do like the color clash. I thought at first I was like, this costume doesn't look awesome, but the more I saw it, I'm like, it kind of grew on me. So no, I'm not against the idea because this was going to happen. They hinted at this in the Ms. Marvel TV show. They kind of also hinted at this with X-Men vs. Inhumans. So inevitably, Ms. Marvel was going to join the X-Men. And I'm hoping that they keep that idea and they go with it. What I'm trying to tell all of you guys is relax, calm down. Just because Marvel has announced something that they want to do, it doesn't mean it's the end of the fucking world here. You guys really do need to relax and calm down. This comes from a guy with anger issues. So I'm actually happy that Ms. Marvel is going to join the X-Men. I'm just hoping that they won't call her a mutant because that would upset me, but I wouldn't go and demand that people be dying. That's the worst thing to do to somebody is to go, "I hate you so much I wish that you would die." Don't do that. Don't. Just accept what's happening and move on with your life. Yes, as a person that loves Ms. Marvel, I can definitely say that I was against it at first, but I'm willing to accept it. So, Ms. Marvel joining the X-Men, I highly applaud her. And again, that costume. If a pop or an action figure of that costume on her comes out, I'm going to get it. If it comes on a t-shirt, I'm going to get it. Because that costume looks amazing on her. So anyway, guys, I'm hoping that I've settled everything and that please don't get us all in trouble, us people that talk about geeky and nerdy stuff like comic books and whatnot on YouTube, because if I end up getting in trouble, then I'm going to be upset with a lot of people that sent death threat to the Marvel CEO. Whether you're a subscriber of mine or you're not, I'm begging you, please calm down. Don't send them death threats just because your favorite superheroine and mine is joining the X-Men. Let's see how it goes first, and let's see how it handles it. Even if you don't like it, Don't demand that you want to kill someone. That is never an okay idea, and that is never a good thought to have, truthfully. The only thing that I did here was just make a joke and a skit at how people want the Marvel Studio executive's head on a silver platter. So I'm hoping that everybody will calm down and apologize to him if you sent him a death threat. I just had to say that. So I'm all for Miss Marvel joining the X-Men, and I'm hoping that she had some grand adventures because, again, she joined the Avengers. She was a member of the Champions. I think that she also joined the New Warriors. I think technically, so and also she joined a lot of other teams. So guys, this is only going to brighten her success for the future, and this is going to show how better of a character that she can be for it. So I'm excited to see how they pull it off in the X-Men universe. For the Marvel universe of how Ms. Marvel joins the X-Men. I'm very excited for her future. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter in the link in the description down below. And tell me what you think about Ms. Marvel joining the X-Men. If you're angry about it, I don't want to hear a giant, but she can't join the X-Men. Okay, you're upset about it. Just say that you're upset about it. Don't go into a long rant about it. And also, please calm down and apologize to the Marvel CEO. He really doesn't deserve all the death threats that's coming at him. But I'm happy for her, and I cannot wait to see her on the X-Men. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Lady Universe, I've been White Nerdy. Keep geeking on, and as always, guys, take care, and don't send people death threats, please.